things are important to kids. To some, school or sports might be. To others, friends or music might be important. But one thing that's important to all kids in school is what they're being fed for lunch. In June 2011, USDA replaced MyPyramid with MyPlate to promote healthier diets in the United States. Then, in August 2012, MyPlate put a strict 850-calorie food plan into public schools across the U.S. The plan increased fruits and vegetables and decreased the amount of protein, salt, and sugar. I'm sure the plan thrilled vegetarians, but for 6'5", 250-pound linebackers on the school football team, it's about the worst news possible. Why do I want to speak about this topic? I'm a junior in high school, involved in every sport offered at my school, and I eat school lunch every single day. So how does this single food plan for every single student in the country work? I'll tell you now from experience, it doesn't. First, we need to look at why we need a change in our school lunch program. Michelle Obama and her group of nutritionists thought there was a need for a food plan in public schools. There are hundreds of kids overweight and obese in the country who the plan is directed at, but the majority of students in public schools aren't overweight. When people first started complaining about the program, they responded that 850 calories is plenty to hold a student over until after school. Okay, fine. So if every single student went right home after school, the plan would be perfect. Too bad that's not the case. Thousands of kids have sports right after school. Wisconsin State Journal printed an article on September 18, 2012 about the Mukwanago football team protesting their school lunch program. They say that 850 calories is not enough to hold them over for 8 hours of school plus 3 hours of practice after school. Their coach said that they burn over 3,000 calories per practice. That means that they're taking in 850 calories in 11 hours and burning over 3,000. That's not a healthy balance, and it's not only a problem at Mukwanago. People have different bodies, different health requirements, participate in different activities, and need different things. You can't put every single person on the same exact food plan. Now let's talk about possible solutions to the problem. Having healthy food in schools is a great idea, so they should continue that, but the food plan needs changed. Protein is important to athletes, and with the small amount of protein we get now, it's not sufficient for athletes. So instead of having the one lunch program, they should have two different ones. One for students who are going home right after school, and a second one for athletes who have to stay. Another idea is they could give a snack to athletes who have practice after school, like an hour before school gets out. That way they'd have extra energy to help them get through practice. The food program we have today is suitable for some, but for others it's not sufficient and it needs changed. If we don't change the provisions of MyPlate, we're going to have numerous problems. First, eventually students will stop eating at school. Many people have already started protesting the program already, and that's only going to increase. Government won't have any control over what students are bringing for lunch. Second, people have and will continue to get sick. Because students don't like what they're being fed, they won't eat it. Therefore, students might faint, get sick, or they'll go home and eat everything they see because they're hungry, and that's terrible for your body. Athletes are losing weight and being more physically drained because they're not getting the energy that they need. Change at this point in time is a necessity. Though the program's only been in place for a couple of months, the longer they wait to fix it, the more problems are going to arise and the harder they're going to be to overcome. No change is going to result in health problems, protests, and very unhealthy students. Students across the United States have already began standing up against the MyPlate program. They bring their own school lunches, stand at the White House protesting, and some even refuse to eat. We need adults to stand up with the students to make this cause even stronger. The health of students across the nation is at stake, and we need to make a change in food programs possible.